Okay, so today we're going to talk about similarity in right triangles. The very first concept is geometric mean. Rosie, move up here. The very first concept is geometric mean. So all we're going to do is take the first number we see and write it over x. Second number we see, write it under x. Do you guys remember what x times x is? X squared. And then to solve, you just take the square root. So basically all geometric mean is you multiply those two numbers and take the square root. That's it. So for example, if it says find the geometric mean of 15 and 20, if I take 15 times 20, I get 300, and then I square root it. So that's it. That's all we do. So you just take the two numbers you see. What's 4 times 9? 36. So the square root of 36 is 6. That's your answer. So let's look at your assignment. So that very first, the very first, number 1, we're just finding the geometric mean. So I need to do 32 times 8 and square root that. We could probably just do it all in one step. So we could just do the square root of 32 times 8. What do you guys get? 16. That's your answer. How is that? We will use that for all the other problems. Okay, so the square root, how do you do the second one?
Do you always put the bigger number in front?
It doesn't matter. Because you're just multiplying the numbers. So the square root of 4?
8.
4 times 16, and it is 8. Okay, you guys finish number 1 real quick. If you need to round it, do you guys remember how to change it to a decimal if it gives it to you in radical? Toggle.
Wait, how do you know if you need to round it? Well,
if it gives it to you in like a radical answer.
What if it's just like in that little...
Yeah, so toggle it then.
Oh, like that.
Toggle it. So if it gives you your answer in the radical, toggle it and round to the nearest 10th. Because starting with the next section, it's going to get tricky and hard. So go ahead and finish this one. The next section, you need your tables. Okay, did you guys finish number 1? Almost. Okay. So you just square root, and multiply the two numbers. Multiply the numbers and square root. Questions?
Is this all we're doing?
No. That first, number 1 is easy, I hope. Next is the tables, and this is where it starts getting confusing. So I want to make sure everybody's with me. Is everybody done with number 1? Okay. Get your tables out. We're going to fill out the tables together. Did everybody get one of these copies of the tables? You're actually going to need these tables today and tomorrow, so don't lose them, because I only made enough copies for each person to get one. So don't lose this. Okay, so we're talking about similarity in right triangles. So I want you guys to notice. There are 3 right triangles in this. There's a small one. You guys see that one?
Yeah.
There's a medium-sized one. You guys see that one? And then there's a big one.
Oh.
Yes. So there's 3 right triangles. They're all similar to each other. So we actually use the table. I actually should patent these tables because I came up with them. But it kind of helps you see the proportions when you put them in table form. So we're going to start with the small triangle, fill out the short leg, long leg, and hypotenuse. The medium triangle, fill out the short leg, long leg, and hypotenuse, and then the large triangle. And then we're going to look at our proportions, like this over this equals this over this. Question?
How is they all right triangles?
Because this has a right angle,
So that was...
which makes this have a right angle.
What about the large?
You see that?
Can we do like 7?
Yeah, I'm going to do it with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody, let's fill out our tables. You guys got your tables? Yeah. Let's start with the small right triangle. So notice my side links are Y, H, and A. Do you guys all see that? Yeah. Okay, for me, I like to do the hypotenuse first because the hypotenuse is always right across from the right angle. Lane, stop. So A is the hypotenuse. I know it's down here, but I'm going to do that first. So I already know my hypotenuse. It's always across from the right angle. I do that first. Now, can you tell which is the short leg and which is the long leg?
H is the long.
H is the long. What's the short? Y. Okay, so put this on your table. You're going to need this for your assignment.
Which table?
No. Just pick one.
Put it in the first.
Okay, go to the medium. Let's look at the medium right triangle.
Do you want us to label our tables so you know which ones?
It doesn't matter.
If that's what it
I probably won't take up the tables. So it's just for your benefit.
So what's the point of doing it?
Because you'll need them for your assignment.
Yeah,
Okay, what is the hypotenuse on the medium triangle?
B.
B. So I'm going to do that first just because it's easier for me. That's supposed to be a B. That's a bad B. Okay, what is the short leg and the long leg?
The short leg.
H and X. Good.
Wait, how would be the height?
It's always across from the right angle. Hypotenuse is always directly across from the right angle. Okay, now I'm going to look at the great big right triangle. The right angle is up at the top. Don't use the X and Y. What is your hypotenuse?
C.
C. Okay.
Wait,
Then it's
Do you see how this is marked C?
but shouldn't it, the hypotenuse be?
no.
No. A hypotenuse is across from the right
It seems
angle.
the X and the Y should combine together.
Hypotenuse is across from the right angle. Always.
Oh, never
So what's the short leg and the long leg?
The short leg A.
A and B. Okay, now this is where it gets tricky, guys. So you have to focus. We're going to try to find proportions. So let's all start with number 7, and I believe this is number 7 on your assignment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 7 on your assignment. So this says X over H. So you're going to go over to your table, try to find a column, like either small, medium, or large, that has both an X and an H. Can you? Medium, X and H. Everybody with me? X. Which leg is X? Long leg. So I'm going to put an L so I know that's the long leg. Which leg is H? Short leg. So I'm going to put an S because I know it's the short leg. If you have long leg over short leg, guess what you have to have on the other side? Long leg over short leg. So try to find a short leg that's a Y. So find your short leg that has a Y.
It'd be small.
Small. So what's the long leg?
H.
H. That's your answer.
Wait. How is
So it's kind of like a puzzle. So on this, you're going to put an H, a lowercase h for number 7. Lowercase h.
Oh, I'm also
Okay, I'll go over it again.
the question mark with your answer.
Okay, guys, I'll go over that one again just to make sure you got it, because all these you're going to be looking at proportions. It's kind of hard. So first I look for a column that has an X and an H, and I notice my medium has an X and an H. You guys there? Okay, X is the long leg, H is the short leg. I make a note because if I have long over short, I have to have long over short again. So now I know Y is the short leg. The only other option, that's in the small triangle, the long leg is H. Okay, let's try
Would number 8 would be
Number 8.
Y?
Well, I don't know. Let's look at number 8 together. Find a column that has A and B. Which one has A and B?
Large.
Large triangle. Does everybody see that? Okay, A is what leg? Short. B is long. Okay, so if I have short over long, guess what I have to have over here? Short over long. Can you find a long leg that's H?
Small.
Small triangle. What's the short?
Y.
Y. You were right. Yes,
That's what I
good.
thought. Uh-huh, yeah.
Y.
Here.
So, on number 8, you should put a Y.
So we don't write this down at all?
Well, you want to put it in your answers on number 2.
Yeah, but we don't
Yeah.
write it down the paper?
No.
Okay, that's what's right. That's what I said.
But you'll still need the table filled out so you can use it. Okay, I'm also going to do 11 and 12. You're going to have to do 9 and 10 on your own. Okay, let's look at 11 and 12. Number 11, can you find a column that has A and C? Large.
Yes.
What leg is the A? Short. What leg is C? Hypotenuse. If you have short over hypotenuse, guess what you have to have? Which triangle has a short leg that's H?
B. Or B.
Medium. What's the hypotenuse? B. Yeah. So number 11 is lowercase b. Make sure you put it on number 11, not 9 or 10. You have to do 9 and 10 on your own. Okay, number 12. Can you find a column that has A and B?
Wait.
Just kidding. Number 12. Can you find a column that has B and X? I put them out of order up there. Medium. What's B? Hypotenuse. What is X? Long. If you do H over L, you have to have H over L again. Can you find a long leg that's B? Yep, so it'd be C. Good. You guys are getting this. I'm so proud. This is always one of the hardest.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest lessons.
Wait, have to do that again?
So at first I found a column that had B and X, which was this one. So I have hypotenuse over long, hypotenuse over long. So I have to have hypotenuse over long again. So then I found a long leg that's B.
You got it, but you couldn't get military history this morning?
Bro, that's difficult.
Military history is easy. I got a 98 in that class.
Difficult.
All right, back to this. Back to this.
I know,
Okay, next type of problems.
Oh, you don't know how to copy?
For numbers 3 through 6, you're going to do like this. These we're going to use geometric mean, and you're going to have to do this stuff again tomorrow. So I'm going to show you a couple examples, and we'll do like number 3 together. So when it looks like this, with a number right here. So you've got a number here, here, and here. So it always makes like that, I don't know, perpendicular symbol. This we use geometric mean. This right here, this number, you're always going to do twice. So I'm going to put x over 20 equals 20 over 12. X over 20, 20 over 12. So this one goes twice. That's geometric mean.
Wait, are we not doing this?
No. Okay, so how would I cross multiply? What's 12 times x? 12x. What's 20 times 20? 400. Divide by 12.
Wait, 30?
And whatever you get, I don't know what 400 divided by 12 is. What? 33.3. Okay, how do you think you would set this one up?
X over 4.
Nope.
4 over X.
4 over x equals
I don't know what that is.
x over 9. See this number right here? That's what goes twice. 4 over x, x over 9. What's x times x? X squared. What's 4 times 9? Square root. X is 6. So let's look at number 3 on your assignment. Which number is going to go twice?
X.
X. So how could I set that up?
X over 7 and
7 over X.
7 over x, x over 9.
And then 63.
So x times x is x squared. 9 times 7 is 63. You have to square root. I don't know what the square root of 63.
Wait, how do you square root that?
Do the lime green second button,
From doing this.
and then the x squared button by the 7. Did you get the square root symbol? Did you get it? And type in, what was it, 63?
Yeah, 63.
Hit enter. It says 3 radical 7, but how do you change it to a decimal? Toggle 7.9. Okay, so you're going to set up 4 and 5 the same way. I'm not going to solve these two, but how would you set up 4? X over 12. 12 over 16. Yes, this is the one that goes twice.
Wait, so if
Wait. So
why does that one go first? Why does the one look twice?
would that be
Because that's the one right in the middle. It's a geometric mean. Huh? What?
So do you do the square root of
No, you won't need to on this. There's not an x squared. You only have to do the square root if you're doing x times x. If x is repeated.
That you divide?
This one you'll divide. Yep. So you only have to do the square root if you have an x squared.
What about number 5?
What? Yeah. Which number would go twice on number 5?
48.
48. How would I write it?
So,
You do x over 48.
Okay, x over 48.
48 over
48 over 64. Good. Number 6, which thing's going to go twice? X. How would I write it?
X over 84 times X.
84 over x.
84 over x, x over 16. This one, are you going to have to square root?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you do x times x, you got to square root. If you do x times x, you have to square root to get your answer. All right, let's move on to the harder ones. You guys will need your tables.
What?
On number 6,
On number what? Yeah, 36.
All right, let me show you a couple of examples that are not set up like that. So like if you look at number 7, it's not set up like that. It doesn't look the same. Do you guys see that there's nothing in the middle there? So same with 8. There's nothing in the middle. It's set up differently. If it's set up differently, you're going to have to use your table. So let me show you 2 examples, then we'll look at a couple on your assignment. Then we're doing the same exact stuff tomorrow. So if it's not set up the geometric mean way, you're going to use your tables. Remember, we have a small right triangle, a medium right triangle, and a large right triangle. So I'm going to start with my small right triangle. Just watch this example first, guys, and then we'll look at one on your assignment. And I'm going to fill this table out. You don't have to fill out your tables. Just watch me for this one. I always like to start with the hypotenuse. What is the hypotenuse on my small? X. Now I want you to notice there's no long leg. There's nothing there, right? I'm going to leave it blank. What's the short leg? 3. Okay, now I'm going to go to the medium right triangle. What is the hypotenuse? Y.
long leg 9.
Long leg is 9, but there's no short leg. You guys see that? Just going to leave it blank. It's fine. There's no short leg. Okay, let's look at the great big triangle. What's the hypotenuse?
12.
Yes, 12. Thank you. Good job. 9 and 3 make 12. Is everybody good with that? 12. Okay, what's the short leg? What's the long leg?
Y.
X and Y. Okay, now the reason we're using these tables is we're going to try to find a proportion. So let's say I want to find X first. So if I want to solve for X, I see in my small triangle there's an X, and in my large triangle there's an X. If I set up short over hypotenuse, I have to do short over hypotenuse again. So do you see this 3 over X, X over 12? We can set up a proportion. So the tables just help you see it to where you can set up a proportion. 3 over X, X over 12, X times X is X squared, 3 times 12 is 36, square root it, X is 6. What about the Y proportion? Does anybody see a Y proportion?
Y.
9
Y and
over
12.
Y.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you guys see that right here?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this. So 9 over Y, Y over 12, Y times Y is Y
108.
squared. That's 108.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the square root of 108 is. Square root 108. I'd probably have to change it to a decimal, so 10.4. So the tables are going to help you with problems that aren't the geometric mean way. So let me do one more example, and then one more example. Now notice, on this example, my Y, I could do the geometric mean way. Do you guys see this right here? How could I set that Y up?
4 over Y to Y over 12.
Yes.
But are we always solving for X?
But we also have to get X. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this table out so you can see it. This proportion would also be in this table, so it'll be fine. Okay, so if I start with my small triangle, what's the hypotenuse?
Nothing.
Nothing. What's the short leg?
4.
4. What's the long leg?
Y.
Y. Okay, good. Let's go to the medium triangle. What's the hypotenuse?
X.
X. What's the short leg and long leg?
Y.
Y and 12. Oh, do you see that proportion right there? We already found that one. Okay. And then the great big triangle.
16.
16 is the hypotenuse. What's the short leg? Nothing. What's the long leg? X. So I've got this proportion, which I already knew. 4 over y, y over 12. Y times y is y squared. 4 times 12 is 48. Got a square root to get that answer, whatever that is. Do you see the x proportion? Yep. You guys see that right there? 12 over x, x over 16, x times x is x squared. I don't know what 12 times 16 is 192. Take the square root. And I got 8 radical 3, which is 13.9. So you want to try one on your assignment?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go to number 7. Go to number 7. So use your tables. I'm just going to write a table up here. So small triangle, medium triangle, large triangle, short leg, long leg, hypotenuse. So if you're taking the ACT test and you don't have tables, you can always make your own just to help you see it. Okay, so I'm going to start with the small triangle. What's the hypotenuse? 60. So you guys fill out your table so that you can see how to do this. What's the long leg? There isn't one. What's the short leg? 36. Okay. Medium triangle. What's the hypotenuse? Nothing. What's the short leg? Nothing. What's the long leg? X. Okay. That's kind of weird. Okay, great big triangle.
Wait, so the longest side is always the hypotenuse?
No. Oh, well, the very longest side would be the hypotenuse. But there's a short leg and a long leg. Great big triangle. What's the hypotenuse?
36.
Plus x. Yes, 36 plus x. And what's the short leg? 60. We don't have a long leg, do we? Okay, I actually don't need this in the middle. But do you guys see a proportion?
Yes.
What's the proportion?
36 over 60 equals 60 over 36.
Yes.
What the?
This over this equals this over this. Okay, so what's 60 times 60? 3,600. You got to do distributive property here, right? Okay, what's 36 times 36? 1296. What's 36 times x? Okay, now what? Subtract. 3,600 minus 1296 is 2304 equals 36x. What's the final step? Divide. What do you get? What'd you guys get?
64.
That's right. Let me do one more of these.
Yeah.
Are they? That's kind of hard, isn't it?
I don't understand where you guys
What number?
like this.
36 plus x?
No.
Oh.
Cross multiplying. Where'd you get? Never mind.
I just crossed 60 times 60 is 3,600. Here, when I cross multiply, you have to distribute. So you got to do 36 times 36 and 36 times x. So when you have two things, you have to use distributive property when you cross multiply. Okay, you guys want me to do number 8?
No, number 9.
Not number 8?
Number 8's the exact same.
Okay. So number 9. Yeah, let's do number 9 because we got to find x, y, and z. And then you'll have to do number 10 and number 11. So yeah, let's do number 9. Do I have any jokes? Oh, I'll do algebra, I'll do trig, and I'll even do statistics. But graphing is where I draw the line.
I'm going home.
And then, you know, after Monday and Tuesday, even the calendar says WTF.
I hope the camera was off.
No, it's still on, but that's funny. Okay, let's go to number 9 because we have to find x, y, and z. So small triangle, medium triangle, large triangle, short leg, long leg, hypotenuse. Okay, start with the small
Or number 15.
triangle. What is the hypotenuse?
Y.
Y. What's the x and 6?
Oh wait, 6.
You guys good so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Medium triangle. Yep, the hypotenuse is Z. What's the short leg and long leg? 6 and 9. Okay, so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Great big triangle. Let's start with the hypotenuse. 9 plus x. What's the y and z?
That's the easy part.
Well, good.
What's the hard part? The hard part.
Okay, the hard part is trying to find the proportions. As long as, if you say, like, look at my x right here. Do you see how that's a short leg?
Yeah.
I don't want to do short leg over hypotenuse because I'd have an x and a y, and I can't solve it. But I could do short leg over long leg. Do you see x and 6?
Yeah.
Do you see another one where there's a short leg and a long leg? 6 and 9. So right here can be our x proportion. X over 6, 6 over 9. What's 6 times 6?
36.
9 times x is 9x. I don't know what 36.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I do know that. No, I don't, because today's one of those days. It is 4.
X equals 4.
Okay, let's try to find
Where did y go by?
a y proportion. Oh,
1.
now that we know x is 4, what's this length right here? What's 9 plus 4?
13.
Let's change that to a 13 because that's going to help us with our y proportion, I think. What's x?
4.
Let's change that to a 4.
Oh, wait.
So 4 over y equals y.
4 over y over 13. Yeah.
Okay.
There's probably another way. If we figured out z, I guess, we could have found z and then done 6 over 9 and y over whatever z is too. Either way.
Let's do Z first.
You want to do z first?
Wait, where did you do y?
Oh, just kidding. Z right here. 9 over z, z over 13. Z over 13. So z times z is what? Z squared. What's 9 times 13?
10.8.
So square root, what is it?
10.8.
10.8. Now we know z is 10.8. So you could do to get y 6 over 9, y over 10.8. Or you could do 4 over y over 13.
7.2.
It's 7.2?
Yeah.
I guess. I didn't do it. So hopefully whoever did it got it right.
I got it.
Okay.
We.
All right. So I know it's a little confusing.
A little.
It is. I know. Be careful when you do question 10. Let me help you set up the table and then you can find your proportions. So small triangle, medium triangle, large triangle, short leg, long leg, hypotenuse.
Your ones get better every single time.
They do? Yay.
No.
Never mind.
Oh, then I drew that one. Okay, let's start with the small triangle. What's the hypotenuse? Z. What's the short leg and long leg? 6 and y. Okay, let's look at the medium. What's the hypotenuse? X. Short leg is y. What's the long leg?
You do 30 minus 6, so it's 24.
Yes. Does everybody see that since the whole thing is 30? Okay.
It's a proportion.
Okay. What about the great big triangle? What's the hypotenuse?
30.
30. Not 36. The whole thing is 30.
Wait, why is that? No, it's just 30. That little part.
30 plus 6.
And then Z and X. Right? Did I do that right? Big triangle, short leg, long leg. Yeah. Okay, I see the X proportion right here. You guys see that? Here's the Y proportion. What's the Z proportion?
You have to wait till you get the Y.
6 over Z, Z over 30. Or you can do Y, or you can plug Y in.
Wait, Miss Brooke, can you back up?
Yep.
You wrote wait now. Now I'm confused what we're trying to do.
It doesn't matter. Like if you want to solve for X first, do you see the 24 over X, X over 30?
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't doesn't matter which one you do first.
So you do the square root of
Whatever 24 times 30 is, yeah.
Z's
Okay, I know this requires thinking, but just get used to it because we're going to start trigonometry this chapter.
Hey, I didn't get number 7.
I don't understand why you like that.
Did you fill out your table?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come look at it.
Wait, can you not erase that? It's helping me understand.
Have a great day.